Okay, great afternoon. I just got back. I stopped at Wally World. As you could see, I got a new color top. I bought my summer wardrobe because when I packed to come, I didn't think I was going to be staying in here this long. And so I had no summer clothes. I had all winter stuff, so I just took them and threw them. I trashed them. I threw them out because I can't pack them here. I've got no room. If I have a winter wardrobe, I have no room for summer. So anyway, I stopped at Wally World and spent a couple $100. It was not all clothes, okay? Mostly clothes. Okay, 99% clothes. Okay. So you'll see some new colors for a change, you know. I'm sure you're sick of the old ones by now. I've had to rewear them so often. So anyway, I did get those, and you know, I've had people reporting that the troll is, you know, at it, you know, overtime. Well, what's new? So they sent me a link. I turned into like 1 second of it, and I heard her say, and Sarah Landry and Guru Swamiji are colluding together to get Nityananda. No, Sarah Landry came on one of my posts, my videos, and she apologized. I accepted. End of story. I have nothing to do with Sarah Landry. I am not in communication with her. I did not collude with her to go after Nityananda. Okay? So again, you know, this woman likes to fabricate a lot of things. She found one post, remark that I made on the Rhetoric Indian. Yes, 100% I put that on there. About what this woman has been doing, you know, and behind the scenes and stuff, and she's like, prove it, you know. Let's show the proof. Well, she uses, you know, an alias, makes a new account, sends it through all those things where you can't trace anything, okay? But it's 100% her language, 100% down the line, and she's the only one that's got this guy's email address, okay? So it's just bogus. And that's what she likes to do. She likes to play the victim, and really behind the scenes, she's the one that's on the attack for 2 years, okay? I don't send anything to her. But did I make that comment on there? 100% I did. If I've done it and I've said it, I stand behind it 100%. But, you know, she says things like I say, I'm the only enlightened guru on the planet. I've never said that, 100%. Oh, she equates herself with Buddha and Christ. I've never said that, okay? So, you know, she likes to put a spin, make up stuff, take it out of context, and whatever I say, she hears something 180 degrees away from what's being said, okay? She recently made a thing, I think I said this the other day, a fake message thing on Facebook with my logo and everything, and said on there, get your fat asses up and go put thumbs down on her video. Now, anybody that knows me knows that if any of my students did something like that, they'd be done. Okay, they'd be done with here. Oh, it's the VA. Hello? Oh, God, again? The VA, another town hall meeting. They've called now 5 times, I think they've had those. And it's just about the COVID and don't come to the VA and, you know, yada, yada, yada. Anyway. But yeah, people that know me and the person that got this sent to asked me, is it true? I said, if you knew anything about me, you know, if one of my students did something like that, If I told my students to go after her, I guarantee she'd have more than 10 thumbs down. But if any of my students went out and did something like that, made a comment on one of the videos or thumbs down or anything, they'd be done with the path. That is not a spiritual thing to do, okay? And for her thinking that I'm coming over there and putting all the thumbs down, absolutely not. Like I said, it's not a spiritual thing that you do. Those are things that Nietzscheananda's trolls, all of his, basically, I've never seen more foul language than what these people use. Cursing people and everything else, okay? It's nasty, nasty stuff, okay? So no, my students do not do things like that, okay? They're not allowed to be smoking, drinking. If they are in having psychological problems, they're not allowed on this path, okay? No mind-altering drugs are allowed, okay? I had one that was a doctor. He went out and decided he was going to party and do mind-altering drugs. He's done here, finished. Can I come back? No, okay? No. Because those things can really mess you up, and I cannot be responsible for people that are doing those things. So, yeah, no. If anybody knew about the path, what I work with people, what I teach, and the restrictions on it, okay, they would know none of this is done by my students, 100% not. Okay. Okay, Two of Wands. Now I have to make a caveat. I know there is somebody that went over and said something to her. They're not one of my students, it's just somebody I personally know. And they know me. Okay. So I guess they did go say something. What they said, I don't know. I didn't ask her. Didn't ask. Not my business. White light. Okay. It's the first time that card's ever come up on here. Nice card, white light. It's got all the crystals and stuff there giving off light. White light. Let's see what else we got going here. And the other side, Remembrance. Okay. I like that one, like the crow sitting there. Raven, crow, whichever it is. Now let me get and see what she says here for the Two of Wands. All of her things when she did this deck are based on dream stuff, so it's a little different. That's why I go ahead and when I get her stuff, I read it. Two of Wands. Too much thinking may lead to anxiety. The dream is not manifest yet. It takes time. The inertia is temporary. It could be writer's block, lack of inspiration, a period of inaction as the time is not right. Okay. It says searching for answers can remain beyond reach. While you climb the ladder seeking inspiration and vision, they are still asleep to the messages they need in order to move ahead. Again and again, the search is made. There have been times when the seeker believes they have arrived, that they have reached their destiny, but in the end they find only disappointment. Well, this happens so often. People have an experience and think it's the end of the thing way too early. And especially, when you have that first heart opening and everything is just, it's like you're on a high, like you're drunk, like you're, everybody's love, everything's beautiful. Even dog shit is beautiful. I mean, it's just, and that's when that first heart opening is. But that you haven't come to the hard part of the path yet. I don't know if you can hear him over here grunting. He's sleeping. So, I don't know. Anyway, they cannot attain their moment of success. The beloved has not materialized. The great creation has not yet manifest. The great opportunity eludes them. The seeker watches others reach their goal and is weary and tired of the journey, wondering when and where their time will come and when they will reap the rewards. Okay? So again, if I have people come on the path, I tell them straight up, if you think you're going to get realized in a year, all of them say, I'm going to practice really hard to make it. Nobody makes it in a year. Buddha didn't make it in a year. Okay? I didn't make it in a year. It took 40 years this lifetime, and the other lifetimes, many, many back was still on the path. Okay, so people that think they're going to, start doing the journey and then everything's going to magically be the yellow brick road, and that God's going to be so impressed. He's going to be like a big Santa, just give them whatever they want. Well, no, that's not the path. Although I have to say, when you get in there, you have that first rush and bloom. But then, when you get to the heart center, but then you've still got more to go. Okay, you've still got more to go. And those are when it gets to the very hard lessons. Oh my goodness. Mr. Max, you're just snorting over here. When it gets hot, he gets that, I think that's that collapsing trachea thing. When it gets hot, he starts that snorting and stuff. So anyway, so, things have not manifested yet. We're in like a waiting period. Climb up in that bed and, So, again, also on the journey is the remembrance of white light. Now, so always, keep yourself, go only to the higher things. Don't go into any of the darkness, the negative, and think that you're going to get ahead with lies or deceit or any of those things. Okay? So people that are on a spiritual path and they do lies and they do deceit, that's not a spiritual path. Okay? 100%, you're batting for the wrong side if you think that doing lies and deceit is going to get you somewhere to progress. Okay? 100% not. As far as white light and these remembrances, people want to put themselves, white light around themselves. Well, when you do that, what you do is basically inviting the darkness to try to assail. Okay? If you've never used the white light in your life up to this point, why in the world do you have to do it now? Okay? You were quite fine, but now you're on a spiritual path and all of a sudden your focus is on the negative. Why is your focus on the negative? If you're walking the path and your whole intention is to God, okay, and you're not opening your doors to any of that stuff, you will be fine. Doesn't mean that you won't be assailed at some point, because that is in the subconscious. All of your fears are going to manifest out there at some time to be challenged, okay? And, but again, there is no entrance to those things, Did you think Christ walked around and put a white light around himself? You think Buddha walked around, put a white light around himself? Okay, think about that. There is nowhere in there that Christ says, make sure you put a white light around yourself. Nor Buddha. Okay? So again, when you do things like that, then your focus is on the opposite. You're not staying centered. Okay? You're going to one extreme, and that invites the other extreme. Okay? So again, remember about the white light. Really, as long as you are God-centered and you are not opening the door by doing negative things, okay, then you are protected, okay? Nothing can come in there against your will, out of fear. Maybe you open a door out of fear, okay? What did Christ say? Fear not, fear not. There's nothing for you to fear. When you get yourself in fear, then you open the door and give negative power. Why are you giving it power? Okay? Okay? Like Christ said, if you have the faith the size of a mustard seed and you tell this mountain to move, it'll move. But you got to have faith, and you got to have, not having fear of the dark. Okay? Now the dark, I've seen given retreats where I've had people come in and this dark thing would manifest. And it'd be spitting and growling and, all of these things threatening and, all you had to do come up in just 1 second here and they're done. Okay, they're done. They don't have the power it thinks it has, unless it can buffalo you and buffalo you and make you believe that it has some power. Okay? But you think negative's got more power than God? Godlight? You think the negative has more power? The negative is a shadow. What substance does a shadow have? The negative is nothing but ego overblown. Okay? The negative is ego overblown, full of itself. Okay? It thinks it has all this power, but it really doesn't. So again, don't fear that. And this idea about you have to put a white light, if you are not chasing the negative, you will have a light, okay? That's like people that can read auras. If they see somebody in jealousy, they will see this yellow-green aura, just yellowish, pukey color. If you're hacking up something, puke. That's the color it is. Yellow-green, nasty. If you start to get a cold and again you get that phlegm and you hack it up, it's that ugly yellow-green color. That's what the aura looks like for jealousy and that kind of stuff. Or anger is just red, not a clear red. Clear red can also be energy, okay? An extreme amount of energy. But, the negative things will be a muddied color. It'll be a muddy color. It won't be a nice clear color. It'll be a muddied looking thing, okay? So anyway, I'm going to leave this here and see you online. And we go forward. So I have a couple questions. Somebody had asked a couple questions, so I'll see if I can get to those right away. And we'll see what it says. I think I'll do the same thing that I did yesterday with the cards. That seemed to work really well, if I can remember how I did it. That's it. Sometimes I'll devise a new thing and then I forget how I did it. It's like, ugh. But I think, oh yeah, I remember it now. Yeah, I remember how I do it now. Anyway, so let's get to that. And thanks for tuning in. And again, we will see you online. Love and light. And please, everyone, be safe out there, okay?